I wouldn't consider myself an expert on movies, and even though there are a couple of movies that I've wanted to talk about, I just don't feel that I know enough about the craft to create a compelling narrative, especially when there's so many great YouTubers already doing the same. Here's the thing, Twilight is a movie that I do feel qualified to talk about, half because for some god-awful reason I decided to watch all of them, and half because this series is such a poorly produced, comically acted, and containing of such weird decisions and even weirder execution that it will challenge any viewer's idea of even what the fuck a movie is. So let's talk about it. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be talking about the first Twilight and the second Twilight, but first, I will be actively spoiling the entire franchise across this video and the second part, so if you care about spoilers for this movie, then A, you need some sort of help, and B, don't watch this video. Okay? Cool. So there's this girl, Bella Swan, who according to IMDb has always been a little different. Her parents get divorced and her mother decides to marry. Now, I'm gonna tell you the occupation of her stepdad, and I swear to God I'm not lying. He's a minor league baseball player. I can't even fucking say it. His name is Phil, and for some reason we never see his face the entire movie. I'd like to think that in the Twilight universe, minor league baseball players are just far too famous to overshow their faces. Anyway, for whatever reason, Bella decides to move to Forks because, I don't know. It doesn't seem like she wants to move to Forks. It seems like she'd much rather be in Jacksonville, but whatever. Anyway, there she meets Edward. And I'm sorry, Summit Entertainment, but I have to show the people this scene.
Oh, yes.
So Bella walks into this room and the fan is blasting because of course you need to have the fan on when it's 40 degrees out in Washington State.
Observing the behavior of Planaria, aka...
Then Edward gets a whiff of Bella. He does this, which I'm dumbfounded by. Is he aroused, disgusted, overwhelmed? I would guess he's just super horny like everyone else in this movie. Imagine being the teacher, man, that has to watch as two of the horniest people of all time have dozens of aneurysms and orgasms, sometimes at the same time, for seemingly no reason.
You won't believe this. Let's try to focus while we check those out, huh, guys?
Then they both just sit there for the whole period before Edward decides to book it. In the next scene, Edward tries to switch his bio class to Spanish, presumably because he's, so horny. I'm pretty sure you have to take biology in high school, and at what high school would Spanish be a replacement for biology? In the next scene, we get our first, good look at Bella's dad, and god damn, does he have it going on. For one, he's the only person in this movie who's actually a normal person, and he's also fucking hot. Text me. Justin Chon, who for some reason decided to be in this movie. He was in a few Ryan Higa sketches, and I gotta say, he's a lot more likable than those. He's still more likable than this guy, however. This guy's just sad. I can't tell if he's supposed to be a jock, or maybe just an idiot, because in this movie and every other, he's portrayed as kind of a loser. After this, of course, Bella reunites with Edward in this scene. I forgot to mention that he left because, he's a vampire. Robert Pattinson's character in this movie is the strangest person I've ever seen. In the sequels, he's a bit more normal, but just watch this. This guy's eyes are the most open I've ever seen a pair of eyes.
Colin, you're Bella?
Yes.
Ladies first. Why don't you move with your mother and Phil?
What is happening? Is this supposed to be chemistry? Because it looks a lot like biology to me. Just kidding, it looks like terrible acting by two people that are giving the best performance at not being a normal person that I've ever seen. So as you can see in this scene, they're sitting across the parking lot from each other. Plenty of people outside, very public and crowded place. Okay.
So, what do you think?
About what?
Do you want to go? The prom?
This is just a travesty. This guy Mike is just shooting a shot. He looks like a nice kid. Meanwhile, Bella is just obsessed with some guy that talks like he has a brain injury and is really good at biology, I guess. Except I take all that back because Anna Kendrick is clearly interested in him. And if you're more into the idiot with a minor league baseball player first, I still can't, than Anna Kendrick, then maybe you're just an idiot.
Yo, hey guys, come on. We gotta go. Green is what? Good, let's go. Yo, guys, come on.
Guys, we need to just stop being so fucking horny. Just get in the bus.
I'm rewatching Twilight for a video, and just look at this. So she's holding the apple, and look what she does with it. She just starts. She's just like holding the apple.
Now, I think I've earned myself a rant. It's been like 7 minutes. Bella is an asshole in this franchise. Holy fuck. Everyone loves her. Everyone wants to be friends with her. But she's such a masochistic prick that she ignores her real friends to hang out with this pale motherfucker who hates himself more than me. How am I supposed to root for this asshole? She's not quirky or weird. She's just a dick. Then Bella decides to hang out with her friends, but of course she just sits in the corner, barely pays attention to them because she sucks. She leaves her friends to go to a bookstore. How cruel is that? Imagine if you're hanging out with your friends and one of them is so fucking bored out of their minds that they leave to go read a book. So it may seem like I skipped a lot here, but I did. Basically, Edward's a vampire, Bella's attracted to him, and that's it.
Where are we going?
Up the mountain. Out of the cloud bank. You need to see what I look like in the sunlight.
You may notice that they're running. This is extremely funny. Like, this movie came out 2008, and they didn't try to make the running look any better than this. Really? After this, Edward finally reveals officially that he's a vampire after dropping hints for like an hour. They fall in love because Bella hates herself, and for some reason this movie still has another hour left. What could possibly be left to say? Now, I don't really want to go in depth for this part. All you really need to know is that Bella meets the vampire family. They're very nice, especially Alice, who was like if Bella was likable. Also, Edward plays piano in the scene that was shot like an SNL sketch. There's also this fantastic scene where guys play basketball 5 feet away from a restaurant just to annoy Bella. Comedy fucking gold, man.
Calm as you see him, Bella. Okay. It's time.
Nice kitty.
That might have just been the best scene in cinema. Too bad it gets interrupted by these clowns who walk like this somehow. Did the people who made this movie really think that looks good? These are the villains that get introduced 80 minutes into a movie. That's called screenwriting. You fucking idiots. So this guy wants to eat Bella because apparently boring loners who ate their friends make good vampire food. Giving the main villain a neckbeard was certainly a decision that contributed to the Metacritic score. The other major decision was dedicating the rest of this movie to such a fucking boring, stupid plot. So basically, James is real hungry. And he starts hunting Bella forever, so then Edward is like, I guess we gotta kill this motherfucker. So where do you go when you want to kill someone? That's right, Jacksonville, Florida. If you somehow guessed that, please stay away from me, or follow me on Twitter, take your pick. Now you may be wondering how Bella, a teenage girl, managed to convince her dad to let her leave. And the answer is to be a complete asshole and just tell her dad, basically flat out, that he is a bad father. Again, worst person ever. But then she decides to do the first good thing that she's ever done, presumably in her whole life, by surrendering to James to save the life of her mom. But then she gets tricked, and then Edward comes, and yet, you know what, I'm fucking done. This part is so fucking boring. Anyway, Neckbeard gets killed, and for the end of the movie, they go to prom, because as they say at the University of Phoenix Film School, ending high school movies with prom is cool and super innovative. So that's pretty much the first movie. No characters I didn't talk about, especially characters who might be dogs, shit. So New Moon is the second movie, and oh my god, it is fucking awful. All you need to know is that Edward leaves for a reason I can't remember, and that this movie is very, very bad. Now, this is gonna be kind of a controversial statement, but Jacob fucking sucks. He's not nearly as hot as Edward. He's kind of a perv, and to be honest, he's just the worst character overall. Edward is very clear. He hates himself, he's hot, and he really fucking hates himself. Meanwhile, Jacob is supposed to be hot, but he's also a farmer, and he's silly and good at cars. Stay in your lane, bucko. I mean, it's an objective fact that Dog Jacob is both cuter and more likable than this motherfucker. Shit. Did I mention that he's a werewolf? Fuck. I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to talk about New Moon. It's just not a very fun movie to watch, and I've pretty much catched you up on all the dumb plot shit that happens. The Twilight series has this weird habit of introducing new characters halfway into a movie and expecting people to care. I feel like the decks were set against Jacob from the start. I mean, at this point, Bella was already in love. Because of this, I think the Twilight films work better as a fun movie about crazy relationships and really funny baseball than a love triangle romance. But does any of this matter?
Wake up, get my dick sucked. Then not pull off in that Bentley truck. Butterfly doors are suicide. I get in my bag and don't get no fucks. Why a nigga keep waking up at like 3? Is it because of all of this Henny I'm drinking, or is it cause my enemies? The way that I'm living, I need to slow down. I swear that my life is the fastest.